The problem is that Sweden has run out of other people's money.
What's your opinion on the migrant crisis and how is the situation in Sweden right now?
Sweden promised gold and green forests and the world to anybody who would just manage to cross the Mediterranean Sea and all kinds of hazards and make it to Sweden. But creating those incentives was, I think, headless and even worse, and this is much worse than creating those incentives in the first place, is that all discussion on the subject was actively suppressed. As in, when you're not allowed to even discuss facts, observations, science, and try to make evidence-based policymaking, which is kind of a holy word in my book, evidence-fucking-based policymaking. When the evidence that's supposed to underlie evidence policymaking is not allowed to exist, how are you making policy? It's not bad to invite guests into your house. It's not bad to be friends with your neighbors. It's not bad to have a big party. But if you're not thinking about how you're going to make ends meet at the end of the month after you paid for this party, you're just being dumb. And that's where Sweden is right now. Sweden has underlying problems. Sweden is running out of other people's money. For the past 50 years or so, Sweden has had the highest taxes in the developed world, give or take, but it's always been one of the worst, which has led to a lot of structural problems. Every single public problem in public service has been seen as a lack of resources. So government has been throwing tax money at everybody who has been incompetent. And when you're rewarding incompetence for 50 years straight, institutions take notice and shape from the incentives given. The problem is not the migrant crisis. The problem is not migrants who are following their self-interest. I applaud people following their self-interest. I'm an ANCAP. I love self-interest. The problem is that Sweden has run out of other people's money.
Actually, I think many people, when they think about Sweden, and think it's a perfect example for a good welfare state. But actually, from my point of view, it's like Sweden just lives off from the economic freedom they had like 50 years ago, and now the welfare state just got bigger and bigger.
The welfare state is a Ponzi scheme. The lowest rung of the ladder never had any welfare state, and at the end of the day, they were screwed out of it. It's always been said that everybody's going to have this lovely safety net. It's not. If you're part of a Ponzi scheme, you'd better not be the last guy into the pyramid.